Madeline Soto, a 13-year-old girl from Florida, went missing shortly after her birthday party, leaving her family and community in shock. On February 22, 2024, Maddie celebrated her birthday at a relative's house, enjoying time with friends and family. But just a few days later, on February 26, she failed to show up at school as usual. When her mother, Jennifer Soto, arrived to pick her up that afternoon, Maddie was nowhere to be seen among her classmates. Worried, Jennifer searched the school grounds, even checking her own office, a place Maddie often visited after school. But there was no sign of her. Desperate, Jennifer contacted the police and reported her daughter missing. At first, investigators relied on the only information they had, statements from Jennifer and Maddie's boyfriend, Stefan Sterns. According to Stefan, he had dropped Maddie off near the school that morning but never actually saw her enter the campus. However, as the investigation progressed, inconsistencies in his story began to emerge. Surveillance cameras failed to capture Maddie entering the school, and questions arose about Stefan's morning whereabouts. Dark secrets slowly unraveled, leading to the heartbreaking truth about the fate of Madeline Soto. Madeline Soto, 13, lived with her mother, Jennifer Soto, in Florida. She attended Hunter Creek Middle School and was described as irritable yet easily distracted. Maddie had ADHD and had been on medication, but she stopped taking it because it made her feel exhausted. She often seemed sad, fell asleep in class, and sometimes cried without explaining why. Her friends also noticed several troubling signs. Maddie did not have a good relationship with her mother and had once called Jennifer bipolar due to their frequent arguments. However, she was very close to her mother's boyfriend, Stefan Sterns. Friends recalled that Maddie frequently texted, called, or even FaceTimed him throughout the day. On the surface, their relationship seemed normal, but later, it became a key focus of the investigation. Since the beginning of 2024, Maddie had repeatedly told friends that once she turned 13, she would run away and live in the woods. At first, everyone thought she was joking, but when she vanished shortly after her birthday, police began considering the possibility that this was a serious and dangerous plan. On the morning of February 26, 2024, Stefan Sterns claimed that he was the one who dropped Maddie off at a nearby school. He stated that she had fallen asleep on the car seat and didn't want anyone to see her getting out, so he let her out near a church a few minutes' walk from the school. He insisted that he saw Maddie checking her backpack and looking for her friends before he drove away. However, no one saw Maddie at school that morning. Surveillance footage from the church captured someone sitting on the ground at 8:40 a.m., then standing up and walking away at 8:58 a.m. But there were two major problems. The image was too blurry to confirm if it was Maddie, and more importantly, the car in the video was not Stefan's silver Lincoln, it was a dark-colored sedan. The inconsistencies in Stefan's statements raised suspicions. If Maddie was never at school and Stefan's car wasn't where he claimed, then what really happened that morning? Had Maddie ever left the house as Stefan claimed? The growing contradictions led investigators to uncover a far colder truth. Shortly after receiving the missing person report for Madeline Soto on the afternoon of February 26, 2024, the Orange County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation. They took statements from Maddie's mother, Jennifer Soto, and her mother's boyfriend, Stefan Sterns. Initially, Jennifer claimed she saw Maddie leave for school. However, in a later interview, she changed her story, saying that she had only heard noises and never actually saw her daughter leave. Meanwhile, Stefan stated that he had dropped Maddie off near a church a few minutes' walk from the school. He said he told her to check her backpack and find her friends before heading to class. But when police reviewed security footage from the church, they found footage of a person sitting on the ground at 8:40 a.m. and leaving at 8:58 a.m. However, the image was too blurry to confirm if it was Maddie. More importantly, the car in the video was not Stefan's silver Lincoln, it was a dark-colored sedan. Traffic cameras near the school also failed to capture Stefan's Lincoln at the time he claimed to have dropped Maddie off. Instead, at 8:10 a.m., cameras recorded him driving in the opposite direction of the school. When questioned, Stefan mumbled that he had forgotten his apartment gate remote and had to turn back to retrieve it. However, investigators confirmed that this timeline did not match his original statement. Stefan's morning activities became even more suspicious when security footage from Venetian Bay Village showed him discarding a trash bag into an apartment complex dumpster at 7:30 a.m., before he claimed to have dropped Maddie off. When police traced the trash bag to a landfill, they discovered Maddie's backpack, a white Croc sandal, and her school-issued laptop. Investigators increasingly believed that Maddie had never left the house that morning. Stefan's story was not only riddled with inconsistencies but also showed clear signs of deception. As police continued tracking his movements on February 26, they found that he had driven to multiple locations without stopping at any stores or destinations he had mentioned in his statements. He also stopped at the Holiday Inn parking lot, where he may have moved Maddie's body at that time. This mounting evidence led police to suspect that Maddie's disappearance was not random. She may have been harmed before Stefan even left the house. But one crucial question remained: where was Maddie's body? As the investigation progressed, police continued to track Stefan Sterns in his suspicious actions on February 26, 2024. Surveillance cameras did not capture him driving to the school as he had claimed. Instead, they showed him moving through various areas of Orange and Osceola counties without stopping at any stores or destinations he had mentioned in his statement. He was also spotted in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn, where he stayed for several minutes before leaving. A critical clue emerged when police reviewed surveillance footage from the Venetian Bay Village dumpster area. At 7:30 a.m., Stefan was caught on camera discarding a trash bag. When police traced the bag to the landfill, they discovered Maddie's black backpack with purple patterns, a white Croc sandal. The matching pair was found in her room, and her school-issued laptop. This discovery reinforced investigators' belief that Maddie had never left home that morning. Authorities immediately searched Stefan's apartment and vehicle. Inside his car, they found strands of hair and suspicious fluid traces. Even more concerning, security footage from the apartment complex that morning captured Stefan driving away with a passenger in the front seat, someone wearing a green hoodie, their head tilted to one side in an unnatural position. Due to the sensitivity of the footage, it was not released to the public, but according to reports, police strongly suspected that Maddie was already deceased at that time. Investigators also examined Stefan's electronic activity. He attempted to reset his phone twice that day, raising further suspicions that he was trying to erase evidence. More significantly, when police traced the Google Drive account linked to his phone, they uncovered over 1,700 images and videos related to child exploitation, including photos of Maddie. In many of these images, Stefan himself appeared, confirming his direct involvement in the abuse. This overwhelming evidence forced police to take immediate action. On March 1, 2024, Stefan Sterns was arrested and charged with 60 counts related to child sexual abuse. However, the murder charge was still under investigation. One crucial question remained unanswered: where had he hidden Maddie's body? After arresting Stefan Sterns, police focused on locating Madeline Soto's body. They analyzed his movements on February 26, 2024, using traffic cameras, cell phone data, and witness statements to identify key areas of interest. A major breakthrough came on March 1, 2024, when a witness reported seeing Stefan changing a tire on a remote road in St. Cloud, Florida, near Old Hickory Tree Road. Realizing this could be where he disposed of Maddie's body, police quickly launched a search in the area. That afternoon, officers arrived at a gated field with a dense bamboo grove. As they entered, they spotted a pair of blue jeans partially covered by dried leaves. Moving deeper into the area, they discovered a body covered in hay, wearing a green hoodie, matching the description of what Maddie had been wearing the morning she disappeared. Based on the clothing and the circumstances of the discovery, police believed the body belonged to Maddie. While the official autopsy results were not immediately released, inside sources revealed that the likely cause of death was strangulation. the community was devastated by the news. Vigils that had once been filled with hope for Maddie's safe return quickly turned into memorials. Friends, teachers, and family members were overcome with grief. Although her body had been found, police continued their investigation to build a solid case against Stefan Sterns. What started as a missing person case had now become a horrifying murder that shook the entire nation. After Madeline Soto's body was discovered on March 1, 2024, police intensified their efforts to build a case against Stefan Sterns. He had already been arrested on 60 counts of child sexual abuse, but with this critical discovery, he was officially charged with first-degree murder. The investigation confirmed that Maddie had never left home on the morning of February 26, contradicting Stefan's claims. Surveillance footage captured him leaving the apartment complex with a passenger wearing a green hoodie, their heads slumped unnaturally in the front seat, strongly suggesting that Maddie had already died by that time. After discarding her backpack and belongings in a dumpster, Stefan drove to the Holiday Inn parking lot, where police believe he transferred Maddie's body into his trunk. His phone data and vehicle tracking placed him near Old Hickory Tree Road, the location where Maddie's body was later discovered. Witnesses also reported seeing him changing a tire nearby, aligning with the investigative timeline. Additionally, authorities found that Stefan had reset his phone twice that day, deliberately attempting to erase evidence. Public outrage grew as more details emerged. Throughout the search for Maddie, Stefan pretended to grieve, even making media appearances pleading for help. Yet when arrested, he showed no remorse and refused to appear in court, citing harsh jail conditions as his excuse. On March 5, 2024, the state of Florida announced that it would seek the death penalty for Stefan Sterns. Under Florida's revised law, a jury can recommend execution with an 8-4 vote instead of requiring a unanimous 12-0 decision, making it highly unlikely that he would escape his sentence. Meanwhile, Maddie's mother, Jennifer Soto, also came under investigation due to her inconsistent statements regarding her daughter's disappearance. While she was not charged, lingering doubts remained about her potential knowledge or involvement in the case. Maddie's case was more than just the tragic loss of a 13-year-old girl, it was a harsh reminder of the dangers that can exist within a family. Justice is being served, but Maddie's absence will forever be felt by those who loved her. The death of Madeline Soto is an unfathomable tragedy. A 13-year-old girl, innocent and full of dreams, was betrayed by the very person she trusted most. In the early days of the search, her family and community clung to hope, but the truth eventually surfaced, extinguishing all of it. Now, Stefan Sterns faces the death penalty, a fitting punishment for his unforgivable crimes. He not only took Maddie's life but also subjected her to prolonged abuse, robbing her of a childhood that should have been filled with love and protection. While justice is being served, nothing can ever compensate for this loss. Friends, teachers, and those who loved Maddie gathered for a memorial in her honor. Candles were lit, but the wounds in their hearts will never heal. Maddie's story is more than just a heartbreaking case, it is a stark warning about the hidden dangers that can exist within a family. As a society, we must remain vigilant so that no other child suffers the same fate as Maddie.